Do you want to wear a blazer in your everyday life and look cool and chic and effortless, yet when you put one on, you feel like you are headed to a stuffy corporate office job? The blazer is one of my very favorite garments, and today I'm going to show you how you can use it to make simple outfits that you can absolutely wear in your everyday life. Welcome to the Simple Outfit series. Today's base item is a blazer. So this is something that through all of my years working in retail and in closets and fitting rooms with private clients, the blazer is something that really causes a lot of style struggles, it seems. Either a woman has long worn a blazer in a corporate setting, but now that she maybe doesn't find herself in that same role anymore, she's not sure how to make a blazer look authentic and feel cool and hip and effortless in her real life, or she's never worn a blazer and is having a really hard time introducing one. And so today I want to kind of bust through the myths and I want to talk about how simple it really can be to wear a blazer. So if you're new here, welcome. I am Kristen from Kristen Kane's Style. I'm a style and mindset coach. So what that means is I love to make great outfits, but I love even more to help my clients and to help you understand how what you are thinking and feeling is directly affecting how you look when you get dressed, because our thoughts create our reality. And so if you do not have a wardrobe and a style you love, we need to trace it back to what you're thinking. I do this work one-on-one with clients inside Style Therapy, which is my signature program. It is a 3-month program. It is one-on-one coaching, and there is a link down below with all the details. So this is a relatively young series. The Simple Outfit series is born of the fact that I want to be able to show you more outfits. I get lots of questions in the comments here and in my DMs on Instagram and in my email about, Kristen, please help me figure out how to wear blank. I've done one of these outfit videos already on long full skirts. You can check that out right here if you'd like. And today's is blazers. So for the sake of today's video, I have pulled 4 blazers from my own wardrobe, and I have pulled about a dozen pieces that I am going to use to kind of mix and match and explain how I would wear a blazer and how I would accessorize really minimally. Basically, I'm going to concentrate on the base pieces of pants or a skirt or a top and the blazer over top of it, and just kind of show you how these pieces that I have pulled, kind of a sleeveless shell and a t-shirt and a blouse and a couple of sweaters, along with a couple of different pairs of pants, some jeans and a skirt, how all of those would work with the blazers. I have not tried to put all of these outfits together yet, so I don't exactly know what kind of fails we might come up against, but I'm certain there might be some that wouldn't work or some that I just might not wear myself because it doesn't feel super authentic for me. But it might inspire you if you see something, that you think, oh, I could make that work in my own closet, which is the point of this. The point is not that you need to run out and buy all of these things so that you can make these exact outfits. The point of the videos in this Simple Outfit series is to get your creative juices flowing, to show you what's possible with not that many pieces and how many different ways we can mix and match things and come up with different outfits that feel authentic, that do not feel dressy and feel nothing like stuffy corporate America. Not that there's anything wrong with corporate America, it's just if the vibe isn't headed to work and you just are living your regular life outside of work, or your work is much more casual, we want to be able to have you wear a blazer for that also. The blazers I'm going to use are kind of an off-white blazer and sort of a menswear tweedy blazer and a navy blue, really classic navy blue blazer, and then a houndstooth double-breasted. So these two kind of more menswear inspired taupier, browner ones, I probably won't wear really far into the spring, but since we're in the transitional season, there are ways that I still will wear them, so I'm going to show those today. Okay, so I'm going to start with the base I have on and see if any of these blazers would finish this outfit. I'm not sure if it will because I really was just wearing this, and so I'm just going to now try on a blazer. So the cream blazer over just this V-neck sweater. This is V-neck Cashmere from Quince, super great. I'm a Quince partner, proud Quince partner, so I will always mention them. Over just this V-neck Cashmere sweater, and then these blue pants. I almost always have jeans on, so these are a departure from denim, but they play like denim in an outfit because they're a blue base, blue bottom, and so they work the same way, they're just a little more like a trouser. And then I added just a little kind of stone necklace. If you hear an electric guitar in the background, it is because my son, who actually plays mandolin and acoustic guitar, is in the house and he is downstairs playing his guitar, playing the electric guitar. So my apologies, or maybe it's just background music. It sounds lovely, but I wasn't expecting it right now. Okay, so these pants, I could, as it gets warmer, I could cuff them and show a little bit more ankle. And if it were cool, I could easily add a scarf just for a little bit of interest, to kind of tie it all together. certainly the blue and the cream, 100% authentic for me. I don't really need the scarf with it. I'm fine with the simplicity of this. I could, if I wanted to, tie the scarf around my bag. I often do this not so much for the detail of it, but so that if I'm then somewhere where it's cooler or the temperature changes, I can put the scarf on and stay warmer. I will mention that I really don't change my handbag out ever until I'm ready to buy a new one. So this handbag goes pretty much everywhere I go. If I am going somewhere very dressy, then I would swap it out for a dressy bag, but that is so rare that it's tucked so far away that I don't even ever see the dressy bag until I'm actually going somewhere. So I use the same handbag all the time, and I can tie something on it to make it a little more interesting, a little more colorful if I choose. I could also do something more like this and add a piece that doesn't really have anything to do with the colors in the outfit, like this leopard scarf, but it adds a little bit of interest and it just makes it a little bit more unexpected than all of the solids. This scarf was a gift from a client. Thank you very much. You know who you are. I love it. I could swap out the shoe for this red Mary Jane, and then it feels a little more polished, a little more put together, but still casual, still easy. And I don't feel like it translates too patriotic because it's not proper like American flag colors. So I feel like it still works without being costumey. As well, I could do either of these shoes. I could do a black loafer, or I could do a red Samba, or some sort of a colorful sneaker so that this shoe is really the pop of interest and the rest of the outfit is really neutral. This blazer is double-breasted, as you can see. I really rarely ever wear it buttoned, although I might try it buttoned with the skirt because I kind of like that vibe. So I can absolutely wear this. It kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because the colors don't really go. And yet if I put on the little red Mary Jane and let's see, a little bit of a longer necklace, I actually don't mind this. You probably can't see, but this necklace has a navy stone and a green stone and a red stone. The blazer has those same colors in it. So I do think that it kind of helps to pull it together a little bit and adds a little bit of a finish against this long line right here. And so this works. I don't know that I would wear it, but I actually kind of think I might because this works. I wasn't expecting this to work because there's no gray in the blazer. And yet this feels cohesive and finished, and I like the little pop of the red shoe. I could easily do it back to the sneaker and just kind of bring the whole thing down a little bit, have it be a little less polished and a little more fun, I guess. I probably wouldn't do the loafer because that's going to feel a little stuffy, and the red Samba is going to feel a little out of left field because there really isn't anything going on that would need a red Samba on the bottom. So I think it would either be the ballet flat or the Converse. Okay, so this one I'm probably not doing. And the reason is this kind of has the feel, first of all, of a little more corporate. It feels a little stuffier with the really simple solid colors and the addition of the navy blue jacket. It just feels a little more formal. And I feel like it looks like I had this outfit on and then I got cold and the only thing I had to put on was the navy blazer. Or I had this outfit on and what I needed was to finish it somehow because I needed it to look a little more formal or a little more pulled together. And so I put the navy blazer on. It's not terrible, but it's probably not going to be something I ever wear. The really important thing to note is that the V-neck sweater plus a blazer plus a pair of trousers and either a casual shoe like a sneaker or a Mary Jane or a loafer pretty much is a formula that works. So you can play with that formula and you might land on some that work, but when you look at it, you think, I don't really love this. And then you just keep playing. You keep pulling different pieces that fit into that formula and experimenting with them. I feel like the Converse are a little better here because they play with the formality of the navy blue blazer. But again, I'm just not sure that I would ever wear this combo over something else. If I were traveling and I needed another outfit to put together and these pieces were in my suitcase, totally I could wear this and feel very comfortable in it. It's just I'm probably going to choose a couple of different pieces from my suitcase and have the outfit look a little bit different than this, even though the formula might be basically the same. And last we have this one. So again, I am probably never going to wear this combination together. It's not that it can't work, it's that it just doesn't feel like it makes a whole lot of sense together. It's fine. And part of it is I'm not a huge fan of brown. I've warmed up to brown quite a bit in the last season or two, but it's still not my favorite go-to. So the reason that this would ever work for me is because I like the blue pants. The blue pants feel like me. I would probably pair this combination back to blue jeans because I'm much more comfortable in blue jeans than I am in colored pants. And Blue denim just grounds an outfit. It just neutralizes an outfit. And so where this feels like it's fine, but I don't love it. That doesn't mean if I saw someone wearing this, I would say, that outfit is terrible. She needs to put blue jeans on at all. Because the energy we present ourselves with is what really matters. And so if I don't feel authentic in this, I'm not going to show up as fully and as much like myself. And that's what someone can read in my outfit. So if you showed up authentically in this, you're going to look incredible. It's just for me, I think I would be happier in jeans. So instantly, without changing anything out except the pants, this feels 1,000 times more like me. It does not have to be more like you. I am just explaining how to play with the pieces so that the formula stays the same, but when something feels off, you can recognize it and you can swap something out. So I've added a leopard belt, which over the last 8 or 10 years has become a signature of mine. This feels much more like me. I just have Levi's 501, super faded, soft, slouchy, same Converse, same necklace, same cashmere sweater, and the same Tweedy menswear blazer. But this feels authentic for me. There was nothing wrong with the blue pants, this just feels better to me. So I want to just pause a second and say that you can see now how I've taken 4 blazers and a V-neck sweater and 1 necklace and a belt and 2 different pairs of pants and a couple different pairs of shoes, and I have really truly just started to play with the formula to see what feels authentic to me and what doesn't. And you can do this in your wardrobe with any piece, which is why I created this simple outfit series, because I want you to understand, oh, I have a long skirt, I don't exactly know how to wear it. Oh, I have a blazer and I really want to wear it, but I'm not sure how. How is really truly to get you in it and to start to build outfits with what you already own and seek inspiration, whether it's on this video or from any other video or Pinterest, and really start to plug and play your pieces into those formulas and come up with what is real. For you, what is most real might be a blazer over a dress with a pair of boots. Totally fine. You want to identify your formula, and then you just want to keep playing with your pieces and swapping out and determining which outfits you love the most within that formula. Take pictures of them so that you can evaluate after the fact. Even myself, I make a great outfit, and if I don't take a picture of it, 2 weeks later when I want to wear the outfit again, I think, wait, what necklace did I have on with that? What shoes did I wear with that? And I have to scroll back and see if I took a picture, because otherwise I forget what I actually had on that I loved so much. So create a formula, play with the pieces that are in your own wardrobe, and just start to see what works and what doesn't. There's nothing radically different about this outfit or the blue pants. All the elements are basically the same, and yet this is much more authentic for me. I would wear it tonight. So what you want is to find the authenticity in the formulas and in the pieces you use so that when you get dressed, you feel the most like you. I'm perfectly happy just in this. This is right in my wheelhouse. V-neck navy sweater, leopard belt, pair of Levi's, pair of Converse. This is really, truly my happy place. If I wanted to add a blazer, I could absolutely add the cream one. We are literally playing with the exact same formula here, exact same piece. It's just a different color. So I could do this with all of these pieces, and I could pair it back to these pants, or I could pair it back to the blue pants. But what's going to happen with the blue pants is similar to my feeling about the navy blazer with the blue pants. I just don't love the blue pants with the navy blazer. It's not that it can't work, it's that for me, I'm almost always going to want to have Levi's on instead, have the denim to kind of break it up. Or if I wanted it to look dressier, and I'm just going to reach into my closet and we're going to pretend I didn't in a minute, I could opt for a pair of navy trousers, which would make the entire look much dressier. I could put on a loafer or a sneaker, and this would feel very elevated. But for today, I have a pair of tan pants that I'm going to use instead of introducing the trouser. But if I were going to wear this and put on a pant that wasn't denim, I would probably choose the navy to make it kind of monochromatic with the nice creamy blazer on top. Same thing, totally works. This is a formula. Doesn't matter if it's double-breasted, doesn't matter if it's cream, doesn't matter if it's navy. The formula works. I tend to opt for tops that are knit, and if they're not knit, they are collarless blouses because I don't want to mess with, does the collar work with the blazer? That's one of the fastest ways to have blazer outfits kind of go off track, is when you're trying to fuss with the collar of the blazer and the collar of the blouse. I eliminate that problem because I don't want to have to figure that out. So most of my tops are knit and collarless. So they work with whatever blazer, whatever the lapel is, they work. You get the idea. A really simple base of pieces that you wear really easily. If your base is made up of pieces you are really comfortable in, physically comfortable, but more so authentically comfortable, they really are your style and your vibe. As I said, for me, a V-neck cashmere sweater in navy blue, a leopard belt, pale Levi's, and cream colored Converse, that is my happy place. So then I can put almost anything else over top of it and feel really like myself and just have the outfit get a little more interesting or a little different depending on what that third piece is. Now I'm going to try on some of the other combinations, some of the other kind of formulas, and yet the blue jeans would always work with the combinations of tops that I'm going to show. Primarily, if I come up with any that I don't think they would work with, I'll mention it. But blue jeans, blue denim is kind of the neutralizer, the equalizer. And especially when they are a straight leg classic 501, if you're dealing with a different shape or a more modern shape or a trendier shape or a more outdated shape, then jeans can cause a little problem. But if you've got a couple pairs, which you should, I do believe, a couple pairs of great blue jeans in your closet, whatever the shapes are that you love and you know you can count on, then you can always mix and match the tops to go with them, especially when you're not sure what to wear on the bottom. Just grab your favorite pair of blue jeans. So now I've swapped out the blue jeans for a pair of cream kind of carpenter pants, and I swapped out the belt because a lot of women tell me, Kristen, I don't wear animal prints. I'll never wear a leopard belt. What am I supposed to do? So I just swapped it out for a plain brown belt. I could easily put on the Converse. I could easily put on the loafers. The reason the loafers would work with this outfit for me authentically is because the pants are kind of distressed and workwear inspired, not work office wear, but work painter wear. And so if I have a more classic trouser on and then I put the loafer on, it just feels a little nerdy and a little frumpy for me. I want something to be a little more fun. So I would opt for the Converse if these were just plain cream pants or cream jeans. But the fact that they have the elements of being, kind of work pants, I feel like the loafer then works a little bit better. It is not that the loafer wouldn't work with a pair of cream trousers or cream jeans that weren't like this. It's just for my personal preference on my body, this feels more authentic. I would probably, I'm sure some of you are saying, what about the belt? I would wear this together, but because there is all solids, I would put my leopard belt on because that's going to feel much more authentic to me, and it's going to help the eye balance the shoe with the leopard belt. If you didn't want to do a leopard belt, you could absolutely do a plain black belt, or if you're someone who doesn't wear belts, you could absolutely do no belt. But my point is, for this part of this conversation, that the loafers would work for this outfit. Again, this kind of feels like I got cold and the only thing I had with me in my suitcase or wherever I was the cream blazer. It's not that it can't work. It's not that I would look at anyone in it and think, it doesn't look very good. It's just, it doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel cohesive. It doesn't feel intentional. And so for me, it's not that I don't love navy and cream, but this just doesn't feel finished. It doesn't feel like I would want it to look. So let's try another blazer. This one, on the other hand, I feel works. It feels more intentional. The color, there's some navy in the blazer. The colors feel like they go together. The stitching on the pants feels like the colors in the blazer. Those details don't specifically matter. It wouldn't be a deal breaker if the pants didn't have that, but the all cream just didn't feel authentic for me. I didn't love those pieces together. This feels much more authentic. I'm realizing how many times in these videos I say authentic. Part of the reason is because if you do not look and feel authentic to you when you get dressed, you won't feel great for the day. That's really what it's all about. Trusting yourself and trusting your style. Style self-trust, as my clients learn inside style therapy, is that thing that lets you look in the mirror, and even though the outfit works, it lets you know that it's not quite right for you, and you know how to switch pieces. Or if you don't, you are willing to experiment and keep trying things on until you land on a few that you love. I like the simplicity of it, yet it's not blue jeans, so it feels a little different than what I wear all the time. As far as I'm concerned, the navy blues do not have to match. That's not a requirement for me. It can be for you. If navy blues that don't match or blacks that don't match are a deal breaker for you, that is totally fine. We want authenticity for you. So this feels like me. There was nothing wrong with the red Mary Jane, but the ivory Converse feels much more like me. And if it were cold, so if you're looking at my ankle saying, it's still going to be cold at my house for however long, or I'm headed into winter, not spring, no problem. I would do a little sock. I would dig in my little sock box right here, probably would even add these, and I would add some sort of a fun little sock just to keep my ankles warm. But at my house, I'm dreaming of spring, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be bare-ankled pretty soon. But this works. This works too. And I'm probably never going to wear it like this because I prefer the others better. So it's not that this doesn't work. There's part of me that doesn't love the pockets on the blazer and the stuff on the pants. I kind of like things a little bit simpler than that. I like the other combinations better, or I would like something completely different on the bottom here, possibly back to the blue jeans. And just because it's okay for me doesn't mean this couldn't be your favorite look of all the ones that I show. There is no wrong answer here. I am not putting together pieces that are absolutely terrible together. I'm just showing you that even when you work within your own wardrobe, within a really tight color palette and pieces that truly work together with pretty much no effort, you can put together combinations that you don't love as much as others, and that's totally okay. So now I've added a wide leg kind of cotton tan pant trouser situation. And I have the camisole under it and decided to just let it hang out because I don't mind that little pop of cream at the bottom of the navy blue. I could certainly front tuck this and put a belt on. I probably would end up wearing it like this with a leopard belt just because that's my go-to and my most comfortable place. However, I could absolutely wear it like this, untucked, loose, kind of drapey vibe, and I could put it on with any one of the shoes. So the shoes, just to kind of go back and recap, I have the cream Converse that I have on. They're just kind of an ecru off-white. I also have them in white, but I wear the cream a lot because I wear a lot of cream. Red Sambas, I could easily do this outfit with that. Black loafer, I could easily do it with that, dress it up a bit. And I could also do the Mary Jane flat in the red. So really simple pieces. And if you're someone who wears a whole lot more pattern than I do, there is nothing wrong with that. But I think you can probably see that by introducing more pattern, the combinations would get possibly a little more difficult just because we'd have to pay a little more attention to how we're making things work. In addition to, if you're someone who wears a lot of collared shirts, putting a blazer on over top of a shirt with a collar is not always effortless. So I want getting dressed to be as easy as possible for me, and I still want to look and feel like myself and look put together and sharp and intentional in my outfit choices. So for me, I've realized that collared shirts just don't really fit into that equation because I usually want to have an extra layer on, and when I put a layer over a collared shirt, it gets messy. That does not have to be your situation, but if you've been struggling to wear blazers, get curious about what have I been wearing my blazers with? And is that part of the reason they haven't been working? Because I've been wearing them with things that look really corporate or things that feel really stuffy and uncomfortable on my body, things that feel messy around the neck. Pay attention to that and then dial it back. Go back to something really simple underneath and see how you feel about the blazer. So this works. Originally, I thought it was going to feel very preppy and very East Coast, which it does, but I kind of like it. Can't take the East Coast out of the girl, even if you move her to Utah. I would wear this. I would wear this exactly as it is. It kind of feels familiar to me. These are right up my alley. This is my color wheelhouse. This is just my vibe as far as the shapes and the whole look goes. So I would absolutely wear this. And again, I would pair it back to any of the shoes that I have shown with the other outfits. It just works. This works also. This feels a little long. The blazer's a little bigger and a little longer. This feels a little long to me, both the wideness of the pants and where the blazer hits me. I would probably opt to bring up the line a little bit so you could see my waist. Most likely I would add the leopard belt to finish it. This feels very brown, kind of drab to me. I like the crispness of the navy or the cream blazer. It's not that this doesn't work, it's just this one doesn't feel as much like me, so I'm probably going to opt for the others. This last one, same thing. Doesn't feel super like me because it's a lot of brown, a lot of drab colors. If I were going to do this, I could manage to be okay with the blazer and the pants, and I would probably opt for something really simple, probably like a white t-shirt underneath it, so that it wasn't competing and making the whole outfit more dark. That would feel more like me. And I could put on the white sneakers if I really wanted the pop of white on the bottom also. Now let's switch up the vibe entirely. Let's go with the Grateful Dead t-shirt. So this is a thrifted Grateful Dead t-shirt, vintage, yellow, not my color. So I usually wear something over this, or I wear it to bluegrass and I just don't care. I don't think I've ever worn it with these tan pants, and given the yellow and the tan, I probably wouldn't. But if I were to put a blazer over it, it would feel much more like me. So yes, the blazer feels more like me. The pants do not feel like me in this outfit. It feels, even if I put a belt on, it just feels like I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I would want something like jeans, or even the skirt, or the creamy carpenter pants. This just doesn't feel like it makes any sense. It's not that it's not fine, but it feels like a dressy outfit that now has a t-shirt on with it and sneakers. And yes, that's what I like, is that juxtaposition of a couple things that are high, a couple things that are low. That contrast I really like. This one just doesn't feel authentic for me. It feels a little too corporate, and then the t-shirt doesn't feel like it goes. A striped t-shirt, I'd feel completely different. So now I'm just going to kind of play dress up, and I'm going to insert all of the pieces that I pulled into outfits and just kind of show you the many options that we would have if this was kind of the capsule that we pulled. Mind you that 4 blazers is a lot. You're probably not going to have 4 blazers in your capsule if you have this number of pieces in addition to blazers. But for the sake of showing you how different kinds of blazers would work in different outfits, I'm going to make outfits using all of the pieces, and we'll just see what happens. This would be an outfit where I could easily add a little scarf or something to my bag, because if I put it around my neck, it's going to feel a little bit fussy and a little bit like it's in the way, yet it gives me a little bit of detail as a pop of color and some pattern on my bag. This combination feels a bit like Meryl Streep in Out of Africa, which I'm here for. Kind of always a vibe, never out of style. I like the creamy Converse with it. I could do the white Converse, but I could also pair it back to something a little more fun with a little color, since this is also neutral. But I like this. This combo I could do. This one doesn't feel as great to me. If I were going to wear a blazer with the skirt and the blouse, I'm probably going to opt for the Tweedy one I just took off or the navy blue one. Now I'll mention that this ruffled blouse, along with any of the pants, the tan pants or the blue jeans or the cream pants or the blue pants, will also work in the ways that this blouse works with the skirt, and different ways, because the length and the kind of oversized nature of this blazer won't bother me as much with pants, because the pants don't have the same amount of volume, except for these on the bottom. Now I'm back to a super basic go-to, easy combination for me with any of the shoes that I've pulled. Absolutely, I'm a cream blouse and leopard belt, blue jeans kind of girl. So now if I put on this blazer, this feels way better to me than it did with the skirt. Just felt like a lot of fabric. It wasn't bad, but it didn't feel intentional and it didn't feel complete and put together and really like me. And as you can tell, other than these 2 necklaces that I've put on a couple of times, I'm not playing with accessories really. I don't change out my handbag. So I'm looking for an outfit of just a couple of pieces, a top, a bottom, a third piece, and a pair of shoes, and possibly a belt that is going to look finished and is going to feel like me. I will point out that when I look at this in the mirror, the top half feels disconnected from the bottom half, because the top half, both pieces feel a little bit dressier, a little bit more sharp and kind of put together and polished, the blazer and the blouse. And then on the bottom, the blue jeans and the sneakers feel like they're a completely different vibe. I kind of like it when the 2 are mixed. So I would prefer in this case, maybe a more formal shoe like the loafer and the concert tee, so that I'm breaking up the outfit and the elements so that it's a mixture, not so much the top half feels dressy and the bottom half feels really casual. Now, because I've swapped out the skirt for the blue jeans, I have a grounding element, and then the white blazer over the white shirt totally works. The cream Converse work. I would probably put on a shoe with some color just because I can. It would make it a little more interesting, I think. This feels a little more fun and unexpected. And while I still have jeans and sneakers on the bottom and a blouse and a blazer on the top, and that could feel very split, there's something about the pop of red and the stripe of white that makes this feel more intentional and balanced to me than the other version. Something like this, a cashmere striped t-shirt, obviously feels a little more elevated than just a regular cotton t-shirt. So this feels a little bit more dressy or finished than if I just had it on with a striped t-shirt, though this is something I wear with a striped t-shirt pretty often. And I can do, really, again, any of the shoes. The red Samba, because of the stripe on stripe and this being so white and this being so cream, probably isn't going to be my first choice. It's not that I couldn't do it, but it's probably not the shoe I would love the best with it. If I wanted to elevate it a little bit, I probably would pick the loafer. I like the gold necklace with the gold hardware on the loafer. It feels finished and put together and a little bit dressy, but I still have the jeans to kind of neutralize it and ground it a bit. Basically the exact same look. This just feels a little springier because I have the lighter blazer on instead of the navy. This absolutely works. A thing about pattern mixing is it works if you believe it works. If you feel incredible in it, no matter how big the patterns are, how loud, how busy, how small, how delicate, if you love the way you look and feel in it, it can work. Yes, there are rules about you want to have a balance between kind of the weight of the two patterns. Either you want them to be very different, really delicate floral with a really bold stripe, or you want them to be a little more close together where it would be a delicate floral with a fairly small stripe. It's when the distance between the two is kind of muddy in the middle. But I don't believe that. I believe that it really doesn't necessarily matter, and you want to just go with what your eye says. Yes, I actually love the way this looks. This makes me happy. It doesn't matter if it follows any rules. I do not believe that there are rules that should be followed. We should wear what we love. I actually would wear this. I love stripes. All of these elements feel like me. When you start with a base that really truly feels like you, and then you add a piece that's a little bit different. This one's a little brown for me. It's a little oversized. It's double-breasted. This is not my norm, but when everything else is, it makes the transition to trying new things and new combinations much easier just physically to put them on, and also much easier for your brain, because when you look in the mirror, your brain isn't saying, what are you thinking? That is totally not you, because every part of this is totally me. So if I put on something that's different than what I normally go to on top of that combination that works all the time for me, then my brain says, okay, this is a little out of left field for you, but we can make this work. We cannot freak out about this because it feels safe everywhere except the blazer you've added, and we can live with that, and we'll evaluate when you get home. This one is fine. I think the problem with this blazer, not that it's a problem, but I think it's just so brown, and I am only now warming up to brown after a decade of not wearing brown clothing because I really didn't love it on me. So I can do this. I do find that the pockets on this blazer feel messy to me. It's not accurate. I'm sure it's a limiting belief, but I don't have to wear this blazer because I have other options that do not have kind of the patch pockets and the leather buttons. So I don't mind this, but I'm probably always going to choose one of the others. If this is your favorite, that is totally cool. It just means this is more authentic for you. This is a base that I would very happily, very easily, very authentically wear. Little linen shell and blue jeans and a leopard belt and sneakers. This absolutely feels like me. Yes, it feels a little bit patriotic, and I'm okay with that because it doesn't have any striped element to it. That, like if it were a red and white stripe, it might feel even more patriotic, and therefore I might choose something else, but I like this. Speaking of red and white stripe, so with this combination, I reached for another shoe. I pulled out my brown Oxfords just because the reds I didn't love with the red. It just felt like a lot. And the blazer, I wanted something that would ground it on the bottom. So probably if I was getting dressed right now and this is what I wanted to wear, I would opt for the brown Oxford just to kind of ground it a little more. Okay, so that's it. That's a lot of blazer outfits using just a few pieces from my wardrobe. There are countless other pieces I could pull and put with these 4 blazers to make even more looks. There are countless ways to wear really great basic pieces and to play with blazers in a way that doesn't feel like a stuffy, old school, formal corporate office situation. There were a couple I put on that felt a little bit stuffy, but for the most part, the pieces that I was mixing with the blazers are exactly what I would wear every day, and then the blazer is just kind of the finisher. So if you have a blazer in your wardrobe that you haven't been wearing, I hope that this has inspired you to pull it out and start to play with it. Don't overwhelm yourself. Pull out a couple pairs of pants or a couple bottoms, a skirt or a pair of jeans, and a couple tops, and just try it on. Stand in front of your mirror, get your phone, try the pieces on, play around with it, grab an accessory, grab a different shoe, take pictures, and then go have some lunch or go have a cup of tea, and then evaluate. Okay, what did I love about that one? What was terrible about that one, if anything? What actually could be missing? If I had a great belt, would that kind of pull things together? If I had a necklace or two that I loved, would that pull it together? Do I really want a pair of fun red shoes? I did not have red shoes until last year, and I decided I really was missing that in my wardrobe. I hope that this inspires you to go play around and befriend your blazers and discover new ways to wear them that do not feel like an old version of yourself or an outdated corporate version of you or someone else that isn't the vibe you want to embody today. Thank you for your patience as I work out the kinks in this new simple outfit series. I am going to keep playing around with it, even though the perfectionist in me wants to abandon it until I get it right behind the scenes. I'm just going to keep showing up and kind of fumbling it, and hopefully it will continue to evolve and fine tune, and I'll continue to to use pieces from my own wardrobe to create simple outfits that hopefully inspire you to do the same in your wardrobe. If you've been struggling with your style for a while and have lots of information but don't feel like you're actually getting anywhere, you're not taking the action to actually change, or you're taking lots of action but nothing's actually changing, style therapy will get you the results that you desire. There is a link down below. I work one-on-one with clients, 3 clients a month. It is a 3-month program. I promise it will change the way you feel about getting dressed, and we'll have fun in the process. If you want to keep watching, I'll drop another video right here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a really beautiful week, and I'll be back next Friday.